Hi everyone and welcome. Today I'm going to give my review on Dooku Jedi Lost. I listened to this on Audible and it was a full star cast. Unlike the other Audibles I have heard where it's narrator who does most of the different voices. This is written by Kevin Scott. In this we learn of Dooku from his time as a Jedi up to how he was drawn to the dark side. The drama opens with Asajj Ventress before the onset of the Clone Wars. She is sent on a mission by Dooku to find and retrieve his estranged daughter Jenza. Throughout this journey, Ventress uncovers all sorts of details regarding Dooku's past, all the while dealing with the ghostly voice of her former Jedi Master, Kai Nerrick. We learn that Dooku's past through hollow messages, journals, and first-hand accounts from Dooku of which he had sent to his sister. Ventress learned that he was born on the planet Serena, home to his parents, Count Gora and Countess Anya, and their children, Rimmel and Jenza. Count Guru ruled over the planet that had been named after his ancestors, who had led a charge to drive the ancient Sith off-world, restoring control to its original inhabitants. We see Dooku return from his planet, Serena, along with his best friend Sifo Dyas while accompanying a group of Jedi. The planet was hosting a showcase for the galaxy, which gave Outer Rim worlds the ability to show off what they had to offer for the ever-growing Republic. At the event, Dooku spots a young girl who he feels an immediate spiritual connection with. He rescues her from a confrontation of a few thieves, and the pair soon realize they are brother and sister. His newly found sister Jenza excitedly gives Dooku and Sifo Dyas a tour of the surrounding area, including the Great Assembly, a building that housed Sereno's planetary council. Here Dooku learns of the Tirataka, an old legend of a dragon that holds the world together. Captivated, Dooku reached out to touch the carving of the creature. Just then, a sudden groundquake struck, causing the building to collapse in and trapping the children below its remnants. After the children had been raised by the Jedi Masters, Count Gora became enraged as he was seeing his son as he was given secretly to the Jedi in an effort to cover up the boy's existence, as he discovered his son as a child was a Force user, giving the history of his planet's use of Force users. Count Gora contacted the Jedi Order, instructing them to take him away, while leaving the boy for dead on the wilderness of Sereno. Confused, Dooku then learns of his past, and we begin to see anger creep into the young Jedi initiate. Soon after, Jenza and Dooku will begin communicating in secret through hollow messages, something strictly forbidden by the ways of the Jedi. Dooku's rebellious nature wouldn't stop there, as he and Sifo Dyas broke into a secret collection of Sith and dark side artifacts known as the Bogan Collection. After learning about it from a journal of a disgraced Padawan of the High Republic era named Clyus Terradine, the pair would get caught after Dooku encountered what he believed to be the Tirataka, the creature from Serena. Dooku explained that he had seen to the Jedi only to mostly be dismissed. However, an Altiri Jedi, Lani Costana, was concerned with what Dooku had seen. During his time and the years to come, Costana had done extensive research into the dark side and ancient Sith war beast. She would continually urge the Jedi Council to take Sith and dark side threats far more seriously than they had, hoping to prepare younglings if they should even encounter it, heeding the warnings of the ancient Jedi prophecies. Wishing to become Costana's Padawan, Dooku would instead go on to become the Padawan learner of Grand Master Yoda. In 86 BBY, Costana, however, would choose his best friend Sifo Dyas as her Padawan learner instead. Yoda and Dooku's relationship would get off to a rocky start, as Yoda had deliberately ignored the boy for quite some time, causing him to finally explode with frustration, attempting to impress the Grand Master with saber techniques, as well as attempting to use the Force to lift objects around him, including the Great Tree, an ancient Force-sensitive tree Yoda had been particularly fond of. Dooku had failed to lift the tree, causing Yoda to finally pay attention to the boy, saying, "Ready are you, my Padawan, ready to learn what you do not know." Dooku and his master would then leave to go on missions to Mantuine and Kashyyyk. Meanwhile, in 85 BBY, Sifo Dyas began to become plagued by visions of great destruction that the Jedi Council would determine to be an agricultural world proto-branch. Dooku, Sifo, and Kostana would travel to Proto-Branch to warn and provide aid if these visions were indeed to come true, against the Council's wishes. The visions did become a reality, effectively destroying Dooku's confidence in the Council and Republic to provide its citizens the protection he felt they deserved. 3 years later, in 82 BBY, Dooku was contacted by his sister to inform him of their mother's death and asked him to attend the funeral. Dooku then revealed his contact to Genza to the Jedi Council, and asked if he could attend the funeral. Costana agreed to accompany him there, along with Sifo Dyas. During the funeral, a protest against the Sereno family broke out. In an effort to protect Genza from the protester, Dooku revealed his presence and used his Force abilities, which accidentally disturbed his mother's dead body. Count Gora was enraged by the incident, and Dooku cut his communication with his birth sister. Before they returned home, Costana sought out a relic on the planet Asuto. Here the group was ambushed and captured as part of a dark side ritual, causing Dooku to see visions of his possible future. To kill his captors, Dooku would then use Force lightning for the first time. Costana had Dooku and Sifo use a cleansing ritual to rid them of the dark energy they encountered. Years later, Dooku would obtain the rank of Jedi Master and gain a seat on the Jedi Council. During his time as a Jedi Master, Dooku would train 2 Padawan learners, first Royal Avisra and finally Qui-Gon Jinn. During his time training Qui-Gon, the pair would attend the 40th annual Dragonfire Air Rally, an airspeeder race on Coruscant. That unbeknownst to Dooku, his brother Ramil was a contestant. During the race, Ramil's speeder was sabotaged, causing him to lose the race and obtain injuries. Dooku and Qui-Gon would then investigate the incident, leading them to a plot led by a member of the Jedi Council. In 42 BBY, Dooku would return to Sereno after being contacted by Genza asking for Jedi's assistance. Their father had died and Ramil had taken his place, continuing his father's footsteps of making selfish choices while ruling the planet. Sereno had been invaded by absinthe, a species of cyclopodic humanoids. The Republic and Jedi Order, following their lead, refused assistance to Sereno because of Ramil's refusal to honor their financial responsibilities to the Republic. Upset by the ruling, Costana Sifo Dyas would join Dooku in providing assistance to his home world. On Sereno, the trio meet up with Genza and discover that recent groundquakes had been caused by a Tirataka, which was indeed a real being. Dooku realized his presence on the planet many years before had awoken the beast, who wished to be left alone after suffering abuse by dark-side Force users for years. Soon after, Dooku learned of Ramil's corruption, replacing Sereno's military with droids and allowing the Absinthe to invade their world. During a confrontation with Ramil, Dooku connected with the Tirataka, summoned the beast to aid in destroying Ramil's forces. Enraged, Dooku killed Ramil, cutting him in two, and soon realized he had inadvertently abused the Tirataka. As the other dark side users had before him, Dooku had no choice but to drive his lightsaber into its head, killing the beast. After the death of his brother and the defeating of the Absinthe forces, Dooku claimed his title as Count of Sereno and informed Yoda and the Jedi Council of his departure from the Jedi Order in hopes of rebuilding his home world, and because of his frustrations with the state of the Order. While tracking the Count's sister, Ventress argues back and forth with what she believes to be a fictional voice of her former Jedi Master, Kai Nerrick. Kai's voice pleads with Ventress to see the true nature of Dooku, and urges her to abandon her new master and the dark side to once again pursue the light. Ventress was eventually able to locate Genza after she had been kidnapped, and she is reunited with Dooku. Genza pleads with Dooku that he has lost his way and that a hooded man had corrupted him. Simultaneously, in a vision, a ghostly voice of Ventress's former master, Kai Nerrick, pleads with her again to turn away from Dooku, telling her this is her final opportunity to avoid having the dark side fully consume her. A vision Dooku also appears, antagonizing both Nerrick and Ventress. The visions pull her in opposite directions. Ventress, now cleared of the visions, looks at a crazed and paranoid Dooku, who then commands her to kill his sister. The voice of Kai Nerrick pleads one last time, but it is too late. Ventress is succumbed to the will of her new master, Darth Tyrannus. It's a sad story of both Dooku's turn to the dark side and Ventress fully succumbing to the dark side as well. The one thing I did see in this was that Master Yoda always said when there was problems coming that meditate we will on this. I think this is just a Jedi excuse for not helping, which is why they had fallen when Palpatine took over the Republic and became the Empire. The Jedi had been warned, even by Sifo Dyas, and he had to secretly create the clone army on Kamino. I thought it was a good drama and I would give it a 3 out of 5. Well, that's it for now. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Until the next time, may the Force be with you.